the Poets, some 247 miles from Baltimore to Pittsburgh, a matchup with T.J. Watt and the Steelers, the biggest game in the early television window on Sundays. Sunday. Did it keep you engaged? Were you watching this game or were you watching something else? I don't know. I don't know what you were watching. I was focused on this game. I was bouncing around, but I was focused on this game. So Chris Boswell, that's a kicker. He tied a franchise record with not one, not two, not three, not four, not five. How about six? 6 field goals in Pittsburgh, limiting Lamar Jackson and the NFL's top-ranked offense to an 18-16 victory over Baltimore, the game being played early on Sunday afternoon. And so the better story, though, is in the losing locker room. We'll get to Pittsburgh in a minute. We'll start with Baltimore and the question that is available to the panel. And you are part of the panel. The question, what happened to Lamar Jackson and the high-powered, highfalutin, number one NFL offense the Ravens had? So I've got menu board, Gallup polling, and billiards. And we'll combine all of these things together, and we are going to make Christmas lights because there's an infomercial on the TV here for Christmas lights. And that's why I'm saying that. All right, so number one. This game had a playoff atmosphere, as the broadcasters like to say. First place on the line, little buzz in the air and all that, little buzz in the air for both teams. And just like in the postseason, Lamar Jackson went from unstoppable force to mere mortal. And that's what happened. Right? Now, he did have a late touchdown, but after that late touchdown for the Ravens, they needed the 2-point conversion to tie the game, and just a wee bit outside, Lamar did not get it done, did not execute the 2-point conversion, and so that was that. The menu board calling for a boxed lunch on the menu, as Lamar Jackson was boxed up by that defense for Pittsburgh. How bad was it? Lamar completed less than 50% of his passes for a futile 207 yards passing, and less than 6.5 yards per pass attempt. He also had an interception that led to a Steeler field goal. And any way you slice it, I'll give you a loaf, and any way you slice the loaf, it sucked. Baltimore had 13 drives in the game. They had 2 touchdowns, 1 field goal. There were 4 punts, 2 missed field goals from Justin Tucker. So you had 2 missed field goals, 2 fumbles, and an interception. Now, I never played in the NFL, but I think that's bad. That's my opinion. Title of my opinion. Now, Baltimore at 7-4 was held to a season low by Pittsburgh in points, yards, also committing 12 penalties. So they had the full cornucopia of garbage here. Turning the ball over 3 times, and each of those turnovers leading to Chris Boswell field goals in this game, and so that's where we are. Now, page 2. Has Lamar Jackson lost his status as the favorite for the most valuable player award in the NFL going into the game? It was Lamar Jackson's to lose. And the answer, I'm going thumbs up. That, yes, Lamar is no longer in the pole position. He has, in my career doing this, following the Ravens and the Steelers, I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. It's an unofficial stat. Lamar Jackson has more temper tantrum helmet throws than he does touchdowns against the Steelers. Pretty sure that's accurate. He's 1-4 versus Pittsburgh in his career. And we do the show, as we like to say, today. We have to worry about today's show. We'll worry about tomorrow's show tomorrow. And I realize tomorrow is another day. But right now, in this moment, you asked me the question, has Lamar Jackson lost his status as the number one in terms of the MVP race? And the answer is a full-throated yes. It's a full-throated yes. With less than 2 months to go before the end of the NFL regular season. Remember, early January, the end of the regular season there, and the playoffs will begin. The polls continue to show extremely tight competition for the most valuable player of the year award. And when you look at the Gallup polling, when you look at that, undecided voters will determine who is the most valuable player of the NFL. You have several things working against Lamar Jackson. You have voter fatigue. People get tired of voting for the same person. Lamar's won a couple of these MVP awards, and so that's part of it. You also have, in addition to that, you have the O. Henry factor, as in Derrick Henry, who has been very good. Now, Derrick Henry's not going to win the MVP, but the undecided voter. Could you split some of the vote that Henry gets a little bit of love there that otherwise would have gone to Lamar Jackson? So you have that. You also have what typically happens when you look around the NFL this time of the year. The weather gets pretty nasty, gets pretty gnarly in some places. And so a guy like Josh Allen, who most would say is in the pole position, a guy like Josh Allen is going to be tougher for him. You're going to have some lake effect snow games for the Bills, and it becomes problematic. But Josh Allen, for the moment, after the win over Kansas City, Allen, he leapfrogs Lamar Jackson in the MVP conversation. Now, final point as we bounce around the NFL here, and we go now to Pittsburgh and the head coach there. The head coach, Mike Tomlin, and here's the story. Are you buying or selling the product that Mike Tomlin is putting out on the field in terms of it being sustainable when we get down to the playoffs? So I am selling. I'm advising you to sell, not to buy. I'm advising you to sell. And this, to me, looks like a standard issue Pittsburgh football team, which is not a backhanded compliment. It's not a cheap shot. It's just the way it is for the Steelers. You look around, we have been at this point in the season with like Duck Hodges and some other stiffs over the recent years. And is my point of view that nothing has changed. That the same problems that the Steelers have had in recent years are still going to be there here this coming year. And the Steelers are too dependent on the kicking game. And when it matters, as they say in billiards, if you've ever hung out at the billiard room there, that the problem is Pittsburgh's offense is often behind the eight ball with Russell, Mr. Unlimited in his situation. They are lacking elite playmakers, the ones they have in Pittsburgh. It appears that Russ can't get him the ball. So it's a problem. And even in victory, the soft Ravens defense, the Steelers could not get much mustard on offense. They could not. Right? They were 0 for 4 in the red zone, which I'm told is pretty bad, but I didn't coach. Also, 16 third down attempts, 4 of 16, which is 25%, which also is not good. Wilson averaged less than 6 yards per pass attempt, less than 6, sacked 4 times, 1 interception as well. 1 interception. So the defense is really good with T.J. Watt. They're really solid there. However, you don't trust them against, say, Mahomes or Josh Allen. You don't trust them. So the Steelers won for the 7th time in their last 8 games. Congratulations on that. And wonderful and great with the Ravens. They won 7 of the last 8 with the Ravens, and they absolutely own Lamar Jackson. They do. All